What is up, guys? LordRespawn here. Welcome to the video. So the goal of this video is to help you decide if you should upgrade or purchase the OLED Switch model, the brand new Switch, which is dropping later this year, October 8th, 2021, just in time for the holiday season. So this video is going to hopefully help you get to that decision on if you should, well, upgrade your current Switch or should you buy one flat out and join the Nintendo Switch family. So with that being said, let's jump into the video. Starting off with an overview of the OLED model. As I mentioned before, launching October 8th, 2021, pre-orders have already been going live on different retailers, so make sure you check Twitter and different social media platforms to be on top of the different pre-order opportunities. MSRP is $349.99, so $50 more than the base or normal Nintendo Switch. Here it is in the featured white color. I think a lot of people think it looks really clean and, it's pretty similar to some competitors as well. I like it myself. But again, this is the brand new addition to the Switch family. The new system overall is going to feature a 7-inch OLED screen, which is pretty much the biggest selling point of this brand new Switch. You'll also get a wide adjustable stand versus if you look at the other Switch, the previous Switch, the OG, it's just kind of a little 1-inch, 1 by 2 inch piece of plastic that holds up your Switch, and that's just not great. So you do get a wider, more sturdy and durable stand for your Switch. That's actually a huge improvement. I like that they actually, took that into account when making this. You can see it. You can put it at whatever angle that you want. Very helpful instead of just a one angle on the current Switch. And it's also got a built-in wired LAN port. So this is going to help a lot of people, maybe their Wi-Fi isn't great, but they can plug directly into the router. This is going to help them out in terms of playing in TV mode. You'll also get 64 gigabytes of internal storage. That is up from the current Nintendo Switch, which is at 32 gigabytes. And we'll, again, compare those one by one in a minute. You'll have all the same access to the games that every Nintendo Switch and Switch Lite has access to. It has enhanced audio, so they've updated the audio in the speakers, in the system, updated speakers, etc., which is very nice. And then, no different than the current Switch, but it does have TV mode, tabletop mode, and handheld mode. Kind of standard, but this is a good look at it. It looks stunning. The new dock, updated dock, looks absolutely incredible, I will say. It's got Joy-Con support, just like the other, or the current Nintendo Switch, and you can use any Joy-Con that you want with the OLED model. There's been no updates to the Joy-Con, so that's for better or for worse. Maybe we'll still get Joy-Con drift on these things, hopefully not, but there is no update to Joy-Cons. Again, you can match whatever ones you want. It's got Nintendo Switch Online. You can do the Nintendo eShop, all of that good stuff. And here's some pictures of the Switch OLED model. Looks incredible. Now it's time to compare the Nintendo Switch, the OLED, and the Switch Lite. This is the biggest question that many people have because a lot of us do have Switches already or Switch Lites, and we want to know, should we upgrade? And hopefully I'll be able to answer that for you and share my opinion. Obviously, make your own purchasing decisions. But let's just go over some specs, right? Some different things that we got going on here. So the OLED model, again, $349.99. The normal Switch, $299.99. And the Switch Lite, $199.99. If price is of the essence for you, then that'll make the decision for you. Looking at the play modes, as I mentioned before, the OLED and normal Switch have the exact same play mode, so you have TV mode, tabletop, and handheld, while the Switch Lite only has handheld. But again, that's what that system was created for. All Nintendo Switch games are playable on the OLED and the normal Switch, whereas Switch Lite, it has to be handheld games only, which most games are, so you should be good to go there. Joy-Cons, again, are compatible with the OLED and normal Switch. The Switch dock, as we mentioned, there's that updated LAN port for the OLED versus the normal Switch where you don't have that. There is no upgrade to the output of the OLED Switch. So when you look at what I see by plugging in my base Nintendo Switch into TV mode is exactly what an OLED Switch is going to see when in TV/dock mode. Where you're going to see a difference is the actual screen. So jumping into this, they're about the same size, the OLED and normal. Slightly heavier because you do have that bigger screen, but you will get a 7-inch OLED touchscreen versus a 6.2-inch LCD touchscreen and then a 5.5-inch on the Switch Lite. Storage, like I mentioned, 64 gigabytes versus 32 on the others. One thing that is kind of surprising to a lot of people, battery life didn't change. They didn't do anything to the battery life. You have that, roughly 4.5 to 9 hour period, depending on what you're playing and how long you're playing in and your screen brightness and things like that. But, rated at about 4.5 to 9 hours. Kind of a letdown, to be honest with you. Game compatibility, again, all the same games are going to be able to be played however you want. So the question being, should you upgrade from a normal Switch to an OLED? And here's my thought on should you upgrade. No, you shouldn't. There's no reason, in my opinion, to upgrade to a Switch OLED. Okay, the only reason why you would upgrade is if you only play in handheld mode and you want a slightly bigger screen. That is the only reason why you would actually upgrade. There's no actual performance, there's no performance increases. It's not like you're going from a Xbox One to a Xbox One X. You're not going to see a difference, right? The games aren't going to be upscaled on the Switch OLED. It's not a performance change like that. So it's not the Switch Pro rumors that we had, hoped for. That being said, if you only play in handheld, then it's a no-brainer to get a bigger screen and have a better experience that way. More power to you. Trade in your Switch, get some money for it, and then pay the difference. If if you've always had a Switch Lite and you've been wanting to get into an OLED, or if you've been wanting to get into a docked system, then yeah, the OLED makes perfect sense. Definitely make the jump from a Switch Lite up to the biggest model. But in terms of if you mainly play in dock mode, like I do, and you play on your TV all the time, there's no real reason to get it, right? And that's fine. But I think a lot of people were hoping that we would get an upscaled, maybe 4K game output. Who knows? Just a better experience in dock mode, and that, it isn't happening, at least not right now. On the flip side of that, should you buy the Switch OLED model for your kid or for a friend or whatever the case is for the holiday season, and let's say they don't have a Nintendo Switch at all, then yeah, it makes perfect sense that the OLED, if you have the money, if you have the $350 to spend and close to $400 by the time you're all said and done with the taxes and stuff, yeah, get the best one. It is a better model than the normal Switch, right? You have the bigger screen. You have a few different new features like we talked about. So if you have the disposable income, yeah, buy the OLED. Will you be missing out if you decide to only spend $299 and go with the normal Switch? No, you won't be missing out. And, if you're buying this for your child and they want to play in docked mode, but you don't think that they really need a bigger screen because you don't think that they're going to play in handheld as much, then don't spend the extra money. It's not going to be that much of a difference in quality of gameplay, if at all, by playing in the different or by buying one versus the other. So my recommendation is if you're brand new and you have the disposable income, buy the OLED. If you just want to play in docked mode and you're not worried about handheld, save yourself $50 and go with the other Switch, the normal one. And then if you never play in docked mode and you want to save a lot of money, obviously the Switch Lite, sitting there, they're readily available. I see them all over. But yeah, that's my opinion, right? It really comes down to how much do you want to spend and do you play in handheld mode or not. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about the Switch OLED model? Are you picking it up? Are you trading in your current Switch? Would love to hear what you guys have to say. For more content on the Nintendo Switch, keep it right here, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Later.